With governments all over the world finding a new sense of self-importance, it's not a stretch of the imagination that they want to lock you up. They want you gone. If you think for yourself, they want you locked in a cage. Big government seems to be increasingly insisting that they need to run your life. They need to control what you do, what you think, what you say. And horrifically, there is more and more people seemingly wanting to lap that up, seemingly wanting to enjoy that, to live by that. Like these people in the government are just our overlords and we must listen to them. It is a great societal contagion of the 21st century and we should all fear it. And what I'm talking about in today's video is a great example of the shit that we face as a people. But first, this.
A vegan and a vegetarian are jumping off a cliff to see who will hit the bottom first. Who wins?
I don't know.
Who wins?
Society.
We weren't expecting that.
I love Australia. Now, let's dive in. This is from the Daily Mail, so you know it's good. Deliberately calling someone by the wrong gender pronouns may land you in jail for 2 years under Labour. Here it is. Big government trying to wedge themselves in between everything that we do, how we speak, how we think, and that is fucked, mate. To use the Australian expression, to put it simply, that is fucked. But before we get into the article, perhaps we should ask ourselves a question. What is more important? Is it more important to be A, polite, or B, accurate? Because, you know, if you're having a conversation with someone, maybe it's nicer just to be polite. But if you're making laws, then you should definitely try and just be accurate rather than being polite. Accuracy is taking a back seat and we are creating laws based on doctrine. That's fucking stupid, mate. Let me ask a follow-up question. Are you willing to fight for your freedom of speech? Or are you one of those people that thinks freedom of speech is a bad thing? Are you one of those? Why? What is wrong with you? I don't think there are that many people out there that want to fight for our freedom to speak however we want. And I know with freedom of speech comes speech that you won't like, but that's part and parcel of it. You need to be able to hear things that you disagree with. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, there is a whole group of people, perhaps even a majority of people that are willing to just take the government's word for everything. Listen to them with everything. Bow down to them on everything. Look at the events of the last few years. How many people were silent and just accepted every single thing that they were told to accept? Now, on the pronouns thing, if someone wants to be called a she, I'm going to be polite and say that because I'm a nice fucking guy. Don't let this shirt fool you. I'm a nice dude. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say she wherever I can. If Dave wants to be Amy, then she is a hot fucking Dave. Mind your manners is a phrase that lots of us were brought up with, but I tell you what, in some respects, we need to throw our manners out the fucking window and just focus on reality for just a moment. Because the reality that we will live in is going to be a really, to put it bluntly, and to put it in the most bogan terms possible, this is all fucking super fucking fucked, mate. Fucked. The world we live in and the world it's becoming is becoming increasingly fucked. And with people like Gen Z at the helm, like they will be soon, that's, to use the fucking same expression I've used in this video already, but it absolutely encapsulates how outrageous this is. Ready? It's fucked. Fucked. We now live in a world where if you use the wrong pronouns, you will go to jail. Possibly. But even having that as a possibility is fucked. Those elected by us are making laws for us to go to jail because of words that we use. Who the fuck are you, mate, to say what is and is not appropriate? What sounds are okay and what aren't? And who must be protected at all costs? Real life politicians want you locked up for this shit. That's crazy. Deliberately calling someone by the wrong gender pronouns could become a hate crime punishable by imprisonment under a Labor government. It's certainly impolite, but it shouldn't be illegal. Also, if you're a trans person, why would you want someone referring to you as your chosen gender pronoun only because they're scared of going to jail? Is that something you actually want? Wouldn't that make you feel like a lesser part of society? Why would anyone want to be a protected class? No human worth their weight wants pity. And that's what this law is. It's a pity law. It's akin to being in first grade and someone going, "Oh, are you okay? Can we look after you specially?" No one wants to be, well, I guess some people do. Some people want to be spoken to like that. But no one who is a worthwhile part of society would ever want that. This is back to the article and talking about the Labor government bringing in these laws. They're vowing to toughen up sentencing guidelines for abuse and violence targeted at trans people. Now, obviously, violence is never okay, regardless of why you do it, unless it's self-defense, right? And if you are violent towards trans people, then you should be punished to the full extent of the law. But we're not talking about violence, aren't we? We're talking about words, sounds that people find a little bit rude. Labor would make a tax motivated by hatred of the victim's gender, even saying that, Jesus Christ, gender identity into aggravated offences. The problem with all of this is that saying that men can't have babies is now violence and a hate crime. Right? That, ladies and gentlemen, and thee, thems, and she, hers, and fucking z's, hers, is madness. This would bring transphobic abuse into line with assault and harassment motivated by hatred on the grounds of race or religion, okay, which are punishable by up to 2 years in prison. If you injure someone, hurt someone, attack someone, then yeah, 2 years probably isn't even enough. You should definitely get jail time if you do shit like that. That's not okay. But what if you make an honest mistake? We saw that TikToker just last week going around complaining to managers because people were using the wrong gender pronouns when that particular trans lady was ordering fucking food like this. "Yeah, mate, can I get the fucking steak medium fucking rare?" And then she got called a sir and she got upset. Should those waiters go to jail? Should they? Is an honest mistake a hate crime? No one should be locked up for words. That's crazy. That's some fucking 1984 shit. I'll tell you the first person to be locked up, J.K. Rowling. She tweeted this the other day. "No." That's in response to this image. Repeat after us. Trans women are women. Fucking JK, get her in prison now. She is the hate crime aficionado. Maybe to some people what she's saying is a little bit mean, but it's also correct. Last year, a Christian preacher was convicted of harassing a transgender woman by calling her a man and a gentleman. David McConnell was given a 12-month community order for leaving Farah Munir emotionally distraught after an argument between the two while he was preaching on the streets in Leeds. 12 months. He went to court over that. That's an actual punishment just for being rude. That's absolutely crazy. Now, to be fair, it was eventually overturned, but he was still convicted of it in the first place. Holy shit. And this is something that's happening all over the world. Look at Scotland. Their hate crime bills are fucking credible. Even if you were talking about something uncouth at your dinner table with your family, you could be locked up if someone walks past your window and hears it. That's what's happening in Scotland. There was another case, Kate Scotto, who described herself as a radical feminist who was arrested in front of her children and later convicted of malicious communications for a string of messages directed at a trans activist on Twitter, including referring to the activist as a man and as a pig in a wig. Once again, rude, shouldn't be illegal. This all comes down to compelled speech. Should you be forced to speak in a certain way? And to that I say, fuck no. And I imagine you think pretty similarly to me. Returning to the original question, should we be polite or be accurate? We always have to be accurate. If you're talking to your grandma, yeah, sure, be polite. Giggle at things. She doesn't understand Google. Ha 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 ha. But if you're writing a fucking law that's going to lock someone in a cage, just fucking try to be accurate. Don't roll on your back and just let the government have their way with you. Fucking stand up for what you believe in, ladies and gents. This is absolute craziness. And this shit's happening in Australia too, right? The Australian government's misinformation bill that they're going to put in front of the parliament next year is all about misinformation and stopping misinformation. Well, here's a question. Who decides what misinformation is? I'll leave you with that to ponder. If you choose to honour someone's choice to be called something different, a nice request from them, then that's up to you. You should never, however, be locked up in a cage, have your freedoms taken away because you didn't. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East, Midex stinks. Let us know what you think. And shout out to all the good motherfuckers that have come and seen me live over the last couple of weeks. It's been fantastic. I can't wait for my massive tour next year. We're going all over the world. It's going to be great. We'll see you very soon. Toodaloo, au revoir. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching the video. Make sure you hit subscribe and check out isaacbutterfield.com for all my tour dates. Check out the second channel that I do with my wife, Little Buttsman, and the Pokemon channel as well. My wife and I also have a podcast called The Mum and Dad Show. It is on Spotify and YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, we have videos coming out almost every day on this channel. We'll see you very soon. Bye.